Welcome to the vMOX Road to Mobile Victory podcast. Enterprise mobility is bigger and more complicated than ever. In this series, we'll talk about the latest trends, inspiring success stories, and simple and effective tips for managing your corporate mobile assets, expenses, and services. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Andrea Leiby, Director of Marketing at vMOX. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the rise in demand for IT service management, or ITSM, solutions and the impact within enterprise mobility. Joining me today is Matthew Williamson, vMOX Director of Product Management. Welcome, Matt.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Well, so a fact about Matt that some of our listeners may not know, Matt is vMOX's longest tenured employee. He's been with us since day one, when we were known as Cellular Optimization. And I affectionately gave him the nickname OG when I first joined. I don't know that he liked that. A fun question, I do this with everyone, so our new listeners can get to know you. If you had to delete, let's say, all but 3 apps from your new smartphone, which ones would you keep?
Oh man, if I had to keep one, first of all, it would be my camera. And the reason for that is I have 3 boys, and most people won't believe the stories that I tell them about their escapades without the evidence.
True.
I would use Feedly, and I use that for technology news and various industry updates. And finally, of course, Teams, just to stay connected with my, believe it or not, team. Those are the 3 that I would pick.
Awesome. Those are spot on. I can definitely relate with 2 kids of my own. Good choices. So, diving into the topic, according to IDC, digital transformation investments will represent more than half of all information and communication technology investment by 2024. And this year alone, half of all organizations are expected to expand their resiliency plans to future-proof their business, improving profitability, their innovation rates, and cost efficiencies. It feels like we've already kind of seen some of these plans take shape within organizations. And you mentioned recently to me that vMOX has noticed an increase in demand for ITSM integrations. Can you talk to me a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. We're seeing more and more customers leveraging bidirectional ITSM integrations. These integrations are actually accounting for 60% of all of our new customer onboardings. With that, we're also seeing a boom in the existing customers looking for guidance on leveraging our services for bidirectional integration for mobility workflow automation as their ITSM becomes the centralized location for all of their user requests.
Interesting. What do you think is kind of driving this adoption and this desire for kind of these cloud-based ITSM solutions?
I think there are really 3 reasons. ITSMs were procured to meet specific IT requirements, but also include numerous additional modules. Management teams are looking for ways to maximize those investments. Once the initial business objectives are met, becoming more deeply integrated into those ITSMs functionality is a natural second iteration. Additionally, there is an increased focus and consideration on employee experience. ITSMs offer a one-stop location for all IT-related request and issue resolution. And finally, in our remote-first world, more collaboration is needed with other departments to further drive the requirement, which further drives the requirement of centralized platforms.
Yeah, that's true. So some vendors are out there marketing these ready-to-use mobility management apps created specifically for business tools. This includes ITSM tools such as ServiceNow. In your opinion, what are the advantages and disadvantages of using a ready-to-use ISV or independent software vendor app versus a direct RESTful API? When does it make sense to use one or the other?
Sure thing. Marketplace applications are great for greenfield fresh deployments of an ITSM where the existing workflow processes are not established. However, this is rarely the case. We typically see the expansion of additional request support after the initial go-live of an ITSM platform. This means that the employee training and process documents have already been distributed to the employee base. Marketplace applications are not purpose-built to match how an organization might move information between multiple departments. For example, we frequently see mobility included as a dedicated task flow within a larger employee onboarding process. When you have a direct RESTful API that is used to tie into these existing processes, delegating mobility requests to a vendor like vMOX is as simple as assigning that task to a dedicated user. All the other implementation processes remain unchanged, and there's zero requirements to have user retraining.
Interesting. So many businesses say that configuring the integration between your mobility portal and the ITSM tool is the easy part, right? It's what comes next that is the most challenging. What seems to be causing the most headaches right now, based on your experience?
Sure. The cross-functional impact of decisions made within the ITSM platform drives the most thoughtful conversation. ITS admins must consider how an employee is onboarded, offboarded, and how standard lifecycle requests such as upgrades are placed by employees. Businesses are looking for their mobility partner to be a strategic advisor, sharing best practices and how to integrate quickly. For example, addressing questions of how a device should be recovered after an employee is offboarded, how does that information flow back into an ITSM platform, how inventory ownership is tracked and maintained, and finally, how we can give our employees milestone visibility into the orders they're placing. We are hearing from customers that they are challenged in addressing this because of elevated employee turnover, larger mobile fleet requirements, and a resource-constrained IT department.
Those are great. I think with the need to do more with less, this idea of that, we now have to support a new hybrid workforce. We have to meet growing expectations around employee experience and keep up with the fast pace of enterprise mobility. I can really see why businesses are looking to integrate, adapt, modernize their ITSM practices and tools. So I look forward to continuing this conversation another time, exploring what's next and what's trending in IT operations and enterprise mobility. Thank you for joining me, Matt.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Have a great day. Thank you.
You as well. Bye.
From all of us here at vMOX, thank you for listening. Remember, mobile victory can be yours. Just trust in the experts. We'll see you next time on the road to mobile victory. To learn more, visit us at vmox.com or follow us on LinkedIn.